Welcome to the Bob Lou Sports Show, where we talk everything Wisconsin sports. And all I've got to say is, what the heck was that? If you're in Wisconsin right now, you cannot not be feeling too good about what we watched last night. Um, the game three was not the best game, uh, to say the least. But we all had faith that Giannis coming back in game four and everything will turn around and be just like it was game two. Well, guess what? Obviously, it was not. It was anything but. I don't know where to start. Obviously, there was. I have a lot of feelings about this game, just as everybody else does. So, um, I just okay. Let's befuddled. That's a good word for it. The, there's a lot of sentiment out there that you could pin a lot of this game on Chris Middleton. Well, I fully understand he didn't have a good game. 4 of 12 shooting, 2 of 5 from threes. But it's just ridiculous talk to say that most of this blame can be placed on his shoulders. There's just way too much blame to spread around. Yes, he guarded Jimmy Butler, who had one hell of a game, obviously. 56 points, 19 28 shooting, 15 18 three point free throws, 3 of 8 3 pointers. But if if you were watching the game like I was, you could see that uh, maybe you would say Melton covered him the majority of the game, or not the majority of the game. Sorry, I don't believe that one, but maybe you say Middleton covered him um, more than anybody else. But we saw continuously going by going by Drew Holiday. I seen uh, taking jump shots. Two that I can remember right off the top of my head right now over Giannis. I mean, he went around Brook a couple times. Everybody had their chance at him, and it was just one of those games where he was just on fire, and you got to just say tip your hat to him, say good game. But one person, that 56 points, we were still ahead until 5 minutes in the game, and then everything just shut down. But there was problems way before that. We have not had the same energy and enthusiasm that we had in game two, the game that we won. We all can remember that game. Pat Bobby came out just on fire, running around, lots of energy, uh, lots of enthusiasm. Now, where has that been the last two games? Giannis coming back, we should have had more energy. It just didn't seem like anybody had the energy and enthusiasm that you would expect in the playoffs in the first round. I do not believe that they were taking this game for granted. They thought they were just going to win it, no problems, especially after Giannis went down. But we should not be having the type of problems that we're having with the team that's missing two of their big two players. So what is it besides the energy and the enthusiasm? What else is going on that is causing us these problems? For me, um, I saw turnovers. Giannis had 6 of them himself. I mean, Chris Middleton was good criticized for that, and here's one of the places where he could. He had 3 turnovers also. I think Drew had only 1, but Giannis, when he has 6 or more turnovers in the playoffs, we were 3-6. There's a big negative there. Holiday, it was 6 of 19, 2 of 11 from threes. Lopez and Giannis both missed 10 shots. They both had good games. 36 and I believe 36 for Lopez, and then Giannis had his triple double. But they both missed 10 shots too. And if you want to talk Middleton and his, want to place the blame on him, if you take any stock into plus or minus. Ironically, he was team high with 5 to the positive. Now, I don't take a whole lot of stock into it, but some people do because, I mean, if you take a look at it the other way, Holiday had -2, but you also had Pat with -11 and Brooke -9. Now, with his 36 points and stuff and him being -9, that's why I don't take much stock into the plus minus. But we just distributing the ball. There's where I think was, besides the enthusiasm, we're not seeming to be up enough for it. I think spreading the ball around is our biggest problem. When you look at the assists, Giannis had 13, Chris Middleton 8. Another reason that I can't say we put all this on Middleton because he had 8 assists. After that, we drop all the way down to Drew, who's the point guard with 4. Ingles only had 2. Pat had 1, and that's it. That was it. I mean, it's 28, which is a good number, but you're talking 21 just from 2 guys and nobody else, 7 for the rest of the team. There was too much go down, pass the ball, or drive in the middle, throw up an out of control shot, or fadeaway shots, not passing the ball enough to get a decent shot. You even seen that in the last the final 6 minutes. In the final 6 minutes, Miami was 8 of 9 shooting. We were 4 of 13. Outscored 30-13 in the final 6. No, I mean, how do you expect to win that way? I don't know. We had Holiday going in the middle out of control. I don't know how he only had 1 turnover when I felt, unless steals aren't counted as a turnover, I suppose. Because there's way too many times I saw him dribble into the middle and had nowhere to go with the ball. Or in the end of the game, we saw Giannis go to the middle and then just flip the ball up over his head. I don't know if trying to draw a foul or what, but when the game's on the line, you can't just bank on the whistle being blown for you. Brook Lopez dribbling. I more once saw him dribble, and I mean he's good at the fadeaway shots sometimes, but when you're early in the shot clock, a fadeaway shot is not what you want to do. You want something that's open. Yes, the Bucks' philosophy is let it fly, but let it fly with a high percentage shot, not a turn-on fadeaway shot that has not a high percentage of going in. So I think we have to come out with more spark, more enthusiasm. I'm used to Bobby and Pat usually can bring that on this game. I mean, Bobby only had 12 minutes in this game, I believe. Of course, he was 2 of 6 or something like that shooting. And why else he wasn't in there? Probably because Giannis and Brooke were our only source of scoring, and those are the 2 positions he goes. So if those 2 are doing well, and we need more coverage out on the guards, like more coverage out. Obviously, something with Butler. That's not indicative for Bobby to be in the game, I guess. So, some of this can obviously be put on Coach Bud because when we're not fired up and not showing the spark and the enthusiasm that should be very evident in a playoff game, he's got to find a way to get them going. That is on him. I will not discredit him for game plan or anything like that, other than we've got to figure out something with Butler. But let's be honest, a lot of those shots were shots that you couldn't really have guarded any better without fouling, and he just was hitting them. So not a lot you can do on some of that. But the hustling, I mean, to be out hustled by Kevin Love, which is, I think I've said in my previous podcast, I like Kevin Love. I was a fan of him in Cleveland. Um, but he should not be out hustling all of our players. Cody Zeller shouldn't be out hustling us. I saw something earlier today where people said, well, we're just too old. So I thought, is that possible? And then I looked up and we say with Chris Middleton. What I heard was Chris Middleton and Milton, Brooke, Jay Crowder, Ingles, all in our 30s. We're all too old. And that's why we're getting out hustled. Well, I'm sorry, but Love, Cody Zeller, Kyle Lowry, Butler, all in their 30s also. Lowry's older than everybody that was on the court last night. And he was all over. Granted, he didn't play the minutes that Brooke or Middleton played, but he was still out hustling our guys, and that just can't. That's I'm typically a very positive person and want to be positive for teams, but you also have to be realistic and realize that the hustle and that just was not where it should be. It was basically, if I was the coach, that was unacceptable. There was too much flat-footedness. There was not enough hustle to the ball. I mean, we've seen a couple times guys dive in the ground and stuff, but I mean continuous. And Holiday, he was fighting to get chasing Jason Butler around the picks and things like that. But I just on the offense, it just seemed like there was not the passing around and catching by Pat coming around the baseline, things like that, getting him the ball. I'm not pointing out any one person. I'm just pointing out what I saw and what I thought on all this. So Wednesday in Milwaukee, I still fully believe we can take these next three. Honest to God, no, not being a homer, not being anything like that. I really, truly believe we're the better team. There's no doubt in my mind that way. One guy is not better than the whole of our team. But the problem is you need the cohesive energy and everybody out there giving it his all. And I just didn't feel like we saw that in these last two games. I don't feel like we saw. And honestly, I didn't think we saw it in the first game, which all of us, most of us anyhow, put to the fact that we didn't play in the play-in tournament. We have a history of having a really bad first game in most every series that we've played in the last few years. So we wrote all that off, and then we saw the energy of the second game and how we played the second game. And then the third game coming back down to Miami, just there seemed something off. And maybe some people, myself included, maybe thought that was just first game in Miami. We just wanted to get split anyhow. Came down to a road game without Giannis, but Giannis will be back the second game, and everything will be okay. And it obviously just wasn't. So tomorrow night, obviously big. Every one of them's a big game the rest of the way, but we have to come out. We cannot let Jimmy Butler come out and score 17, 20 points in the first quarter. If that happens, it could be a long night. But here's hoping that we come out with a tough defense. Maybe we could get Wesley Matthews back, another old guy, I guess. But he's usually pretty good at defense and slowing guys down. So let's see if maybe him or I don't know. Jay Crowder so far has been a question mark for me. I expected more. I know there's been lots of things written that he's really done well since he's been with us, but me myself, it's nothing that's stood out yet. So maybe he's still waiting in the wings and he'll be the surprise in this next game. Um, I said before the second game that I expected Pat to come out and be a surprise, and look, he did. Second game, he played real well. And actually, no, last night's game, not so much, but I think the game we lost, he also had a pretty decent game there, too. But I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. So, but um, let's get behind our team tomorrow night and get that victory. And now it's just like the old standby, one game at a time. And hopefully we get through these next three games. But it all starts Wednesday night in Milwaukee at about, I think it's 8:30. So, um, so enough about that. Um, the only other thing I was going to hit on today is the other big news is the um, Aaron Rodgers trade finally went through. Thank God. Huh? Now we don't have to hear about that the rest of the off season, and we don't have to hear about it tiresomely every off season. I think the Packers made a pretty good haul in the deal, and I think most people out there do. Um, if you haven't heard, but I don't know how you haven't, um, we got we swapped picks, so we get the 13th first round, 13th pick. They take our 15th. We get a second round, the 42nd pick, I believe. Well, they take a fifth round pick. Comes out to I think 170. And then next year, the big surprise to this whole thing, in my opinion, is next year there's a conditional second round pick. But if Aaron Rodgers plays 65% of the snaps, which undoubtedly I think he will, I'd be totally and completely shocked if he didn't play at least 65% of the plays, then we get another first round pick next year. Um, and the other big plus, if I heard this correctly, he's off the books then in 2024 also. So that salary cap thing there comes into play. So big trade. He's seen it. I just read it just before I started recording, but um, that he came out with a big statement thanking Green Bay fans, most everybody in the front office, everybody basically, even the people that everybody thought he would butt heads with, which is a nice gesture. Um, but let's be honest. I'll be honest. I thought this we should have went this route last year. So I just don't think. I don't think any team can perform up to its best abilities when there's so much drama going on and so much um, off the field activities, off the field drama, not not being together for um, uh, workouts and things like that. You have to be there, especially when you have young guys, and that's I think the biggest problem last year. I think we couldn't have. If Jordan Love was under center last year, I don't think we would have been any worse off than what we were because Rodgers wasn't on with the receivers the way it was. So what difference does it make if we had our, he wouldn't have been a rookie. I almost said rookie, but what difference would it have been if we would have had Love in there, just getting used to everybody? And then we'd be a whole year ahead of where we're at right now. But that's all water under the bridge. Jordan Love era starts. And I have to say, for one, I'm extremely excited to see how this new season pans out. I expect us to do fairly well. I won't be upset if we don't. It'll just be fun to watch the whole process. So that's all I got for y'all today. Just looking ahead toward the Bucks game tomorrow, Packer season. The Brewers are struggling a little bit now again, but that's that's the baseball season. You're going to have long stretches of really good play, long stretches of rough play. It's too long of a season to worry about anything right now. And I know Wisconsin football is just um, wrapping up their spring training, not spring training, but spring practices. So that's about all I know is Wisconsin sports. Um, if you have any comments, just leave them down. Don't forget to hit the um, just don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Sorry about the little cough there, and we will see you next time. I appreciate y'all listening, and wish on Wisconsin sports. Thank you.